Okay, John the Van Guy. How do you replace a suspension strut by yourself on a Heimer Fiat Ducato 2.5? Pick of a job. Now here's the strut, and you can see, and it's quite, when it's made, I've made this up earlier. You've seen my previous video on doing that, and it's quite a heavy beast. Now, if you notice the top mounting, there's two directional points, and the whole, obviously this has got to go inboard, and look at Herman Hits the Road. They're very good. They do actually do this and show you how they do it. Now they say that to actually get this thing back again, you've got to, there's three bolts go in there, and so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points that have got to line up with inside. We can have a look here. They've got to line up perfectly with those. So how do you do it? One, you have a poor chap like Chaz holding the thing up while somebody at the top tries to put an odd bolt in to actually hold it up there. Difficult, and it's a heavy beast. So what do you do? So I tried various options, and I found one thing is useful. I had to take the steering knuckle off again because I wasn't happy about the greasing I'd done. I hadn't enough grease on it, so I took the steering knuckle off, and it's a lot easier without the steering knuckle and hub on. Not difficult to get off. Ball joint here, and you can lift the knuckle and hub off there. And so he left with this open space. I've just done this, so I'm really pleased. How did I do it? Well, I thought, why not drop down some bolts from the top holes. They could be, I think that like they could actually, don't have to screw into the top mount. In fact, probably narrower bolts. That's all I had actually, which would actually sit into the screw holes. So that stage, I thought, we'll try this. Why not? So it's going into the vehicle. You've got to get down and dirty. And here we are. Here we are. That's the top. I've managed to get 2 of the bolts on at the moment. I'm just going to do the back one. But what I used was, among other things, I found these, which actually will act as guides, really, for the strut itself, when you're trying to actually put it up. So I put one of these in the 3 holes, so they were protruding down. So from the outside you could see them protruding down. Now, to hold them in place, I used a bit of gaffer tape just to hold them on the top there. So now, by doing that, for a start, you know which holes are supposed to be lining up. And then what you can do is, I've got a long reach jack here. You can position between the steering knuckle here and the suspension arm down there. On the sub-axle, it just goes in between those. A block of wood, you put your suspension strut on top of that, and then you can slowly raise it, and by feel you can line up the protruding bolts with the holes in the mounting, and by going in and out and twisting this a little bit, eventually got them lined up. And at the same time I was jacking up and tweaking the whole strut to get it into place. Anyway, eventually, it didn't take as long as you think once you got that knack. That helped, and I was able to get one screw in, and then the other one. Now I'm just about to put the last one in. I won't tighten them up fully, I'll just tighten them up enough to support this for the time being. And then it's a case of putting the hub and knuckle back, and of course the back of the knuckle will actually tie in to this, and of course the brake caliper bracket will be going on as well, and so on. So there you are. Tip for the day: you can do it single-handedly using a jack, a bit of wood, and 3 bolts. Again, the bolts don't have to, they could be threaded bolts, could be anything really, as long as they sit through the holes. If you can't find ones to actually screw into the holes, you don't need, any bolts will do, as long as they slide through the holes in the mounting. And then you just tighten everything up, and there you go. Another first. Thank you.